Hey guys, welcome back to Dividend Obsession. My name is Troy. In today's video, I wanted to go over the topic of investing later in life, give some of my suggestions on how to do so, and show that it isn't just for us young folks. Disclaimer, I am not a financial planner, so please do your own research and note that this video is just for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get to the content. So just because you're a little older doesn't mean that you can't invest or that it's too late to make your retirement look better than it currently does. So in fact, in 2016, the average American between the ages of 50 and 55 years old only had $11,000 in retirement savings. This is obviously not preferred, but it's not too late to have a successful retirement, and it starts right now with this video. The good news is if you're about 50 years old and you plan to retire between 65 and 70 years old, that's 15 to 20 years that you have to save money and let compounding interest do its thing. It's all about getting in the right mindset and keeping things simple. So step one in this process is going to be to pay yourself first. So most people are used to budgeting for their house payments, their food, their car payment, utilities, etc. But most people struggle to save money. They don't budget for savings. If you're like most people and you do struggle to save money, a good practice is to write in a bill called savings and make sure that you are budgeting to save a certain amount of money per month. And what you want to think about, like I said, it's about changing your mindset. What you want to think about is you only want to spend what is left over after you save and not the other way around. Most people save what is left over after you spend, but if you can switch your mindset to spend what is left over once your savings is complete, you'll get to enjoy your money, but you'll also set yourself up first to save money as well, which is obviously more important if you're watching this video. So just like I said in one of my previous videos, I'll link that on the screen, my top 5 tips to save and invest more money. The similar rules will apply to you as well. You want to pay off any high interest debt first. Think of like credit cards. The interest rate on credit cards are generally north of 20%, which is outrageous. So you want to pay those off first and then use that money to apply to any other debts you have, excluding your house. Again, not professional advice, but I like keeping the mortgage on there. Over time, the 3%, 4% on your house, it becomes less and less as inflation goes up and prices goes up. And this is a fixed rate house or a fixed rate mortgage that you're going to have over a long term. So it's not bad debt to carry a mortgage. So that's the one thing you want to do. And then once your credit cards are paid off, then you go to your car, pay off your car. That's a depreciating asset. You want to get that paid off as soon as possible. Student loans, and then any other debts you may have. You can take all this money. So it's the debt snowball is what you're doing. So you pay off high interest stuff first because it accumulates faster. And then you move that to your car. Then you move that to student loans. And then you move that money to any other debts you might have. And then all that money, once all your debts are taken care of, 1, you're debt free. And then 2, you will be able to take that money that you're used to spending anyways and then increase your savings bill that we made in the last thing on your budget. You increase it and then you're doubling down pretty much. You're taking any money that you were using for debts and what you were already saving and then just hypercharging your savings. Studies show that the average American spent less and saved more during the pandemic. So if there's going to be a good thing that we take away, there wasn't anything to do, right? You had your Netflix and you could stream inside the house, but you couldn't go to concerts, you couldn't go out to eat. So Americans were spending less money. So if that was you, if you were one of these, average Americans that spent a little bit less and you saw your savings account going up because you weren't doing as many things outside the house, that's also some extra money that you could add to this savings bill that you can, increase your nest egg for your retirement. All right, so step 2 is going to be to take advantage of your employer's retirement plan. If your employer does offer a 401k, this is and a company match on that 401k, this is basically free money. So personally, how my job works is I get a 1% match for the first 3% that I contribute. So 3% from them, 3% from me. And then for the next 3% that I add, they give me 0.5%. So if I add another 3%, so 6%, I get 4.5% of the company's money. that 4.5% is free. Like all I have to do is become vested at my company. That's, basically the duration of time that you're at your company. It's different for every company. So ask your HR for that. But that money that they add each paycheck it's free. There's no liabilities to it. Like it's just free money. You want to take advantage of this because I don't know anybody that went broke off of free. So, do that first. So 401ks are pre-tax. So the amount of money that you do add to this account, or also known as take out of your paycheck. So for me, I'm personally contributing 15%, but let's, for argument's sake, say I'm only contributing company match, 6%. That 6% comes out pre-tax. So it's not really the same 6% that I'm getting taken off of my paycheck, right? So like say I make $1,000 in a paycheck, I'm not taking 6% off of that. I'm taking 6% of what I would have earned, and then all the other taxes and stuff come out, and I'll probably end up making, 3% less in a paycheck, but I'm contributing 6% to the 401k. So not only is that nice, but it also reduces the amount of taxable income you make in a year because you're technically making less money, causing you to possibly pay less in taxes as well. So that's a cool thing. Not only are you getting free money from your employer, you're reducing your tax bill and you're setting yourself up for retirement. It's a no-brainer. So the 2022 401k max is $20,500 a year for anyone under 50 years old, and then $27,000 per year for everyone over 50 years old. This is the retirement catch-up is what they're calling it. Basically saying, hey, if you're a little bit behind, we're going to allow you to contribute more of a maximum dollar amount to help you get caught up if that's something that you're able to do. So while adding the max to your 401k is certainly not something most people can do, I don't know many people that can take $27,000 out of what they make per year and add right to this retirement. Adding what is required for the employer match is the best path to go here. Like I said, at least hit that employer match. That's free money. You'll thank yourself later. So, and I wanted to give some side options here as well. If your employer does not offer a 401k, or you already have maxed this out, which is you're going great if you have, your next step would be to open an individual retirement account, IRA. We've talked about that in previous videos. Again, that's $6,000 per year that you can contribute in this if you're under 50 years old. And they also have a catch-up period, which is $7,000 per year if you're over 50 years old. So an extra $1,000 per year. Now, this is done after your taxes are already taken out. So this does not do anything to your tax bracket or whatever like that. And the money that is gained is locked up. So let's say you buy a stock at $100, it goes to $1,000. You can take out anything that you bought the stock with before you're 59.5 without penalty or taxes. But the money that you gained, so that $900 that you gained on that stock that went up, that money is locked until 59.5. But again, if you're watching this video concerning, investing later in life, if you are 50 or close to it or a little bit over 50, that should be less of a concern for you because you're closer to that 59.5 threshold. So your money is locked up for less of a period of time. So once you hit 59.5, it's tax-free and it's penalty-free, and you can withdraw not only the money that you invested in there, which you can do ahead of time, but you can also withdraw the gains in there for free as well. So very, very nice option. And then I wanted to give a little snippet right here for the self-employed workers that we have. So self-employed workers have other retirement plans that actually have higher limits, and those are your solo 401k and the SEP IRA. I don't know a lot about those, but if you guys would like a video on that separately, just let me down in the comments and I'll do my research and give you some content on that as well. So last step 3 is going to be to pick funds, not stocks, and automate your investments. So if you're at this point in your life and you're later to the party for investing, I would consider this video for anybody, in their late 40s, 50s, late 50s as well. What you want to do is individual stocks, there are more work and there are more risk. You have to know the intricacies of the business. You have to keep an eye on the individual fluctuation and, whether the CEO said something that maybe changes the values of the company with your opinion, makes you not want that. What you want to do, in my suggestion, my opinion, again, not personal finance advice, because I'm not authorized for that. But the path you could go is mutual funds, index funds, or ETFs. These are more hands-off and diversified with less risk. All that sounds great. You don't really have to watch it too often. It's already diversified. If you're picking a well-diversified ETF, it'll be diversified in several markets with a bunch of companies and a bunch of different sectors, the whole 9 yards. And it's less risk because it doesn't fluctuate too much with the change of one or two individual stocks. If there's a big basket of stocks like VOO, 505 stocks, if one stock drops 1%, it's not going to do anything to the big overall picture because there are 504 other stocks that, go up and down with the market as well. So that's a nice option. So you want to pick low cost, well-diversified index funds with constant investments, no matter what the market is doing. It's the best bet in the long run. So what you want to do, relying on your willpower is going to be very hard here for most people. So again, like I said in my previous video, automating those investments of a certain amount per week, per paycheck, per month is the best and also most hands-off way of doing things to build that retirement nest egg. So again, you do ETFs like VOO, and then you're like, hey, I want $100 per paycheck to go to my investment brokerage, to go into VOO. And no matter if the market's going up, the market's going down, the market's staying the same, you just always buy in. You really don't even need to look at it. You just have it automatically set up where it automatically does this for you. And then, when it's time to retire, you start looking at it like, wow, I didn't know I had this much. That's always a better conversation to have with yourself than, man, I'm not going to be able to ever retire because I didn't start saving soon enough. So those are your 3 things that you want to do. Budget for savings, pay yourself first. You want to take advantage of your employer retirement plan, free money. And then you also want to pick funds and not individual stocks, and then you want to automate that. So that's really all I have for today's quick video. Be sure to like the video if you found anything in here helpful. Sub if you're new to the channel. I'd appreciate the support. Comment down below and let me know if you're interested in anything else that you want me to cover. I can again give my opinion, do some research on it, and then let me know if you're invested, and if you're not invested, why you're afraid to get invested. Maybe I can offer some guidance in there as well. And then until next time, see you.